Hello everybody, my name is GetHero122 and welcome back to Pokemon Fire Red. Last time, we traveled through the Viridian Forest, battling several trainers and capturing a handful of new Pokemon, and getting a new permanent addition to the team in the form of Raitoshi, the Pikachu. We have him, we have Gullywash, and we have a few other Pokemon with us just to kind of hang out there for now. We're not really going to be using these guys here, but that's okay. They can still hang out with us for now. We've made it all the way through Viridian Forest. We've cleared all the trials through within. So now it's time to move on back to Route 2. This is the top half of Route 2. And if there was something we could do about this tree, we could actually work our way back down to where we were before. But like I said, this is still Route 2. All the Pokemon you can find at the front of Viridian Forest, you can find at the back here. So do what you want with that information, but it is there. More importantly, welcome to Pewter City! Trainer tips, all Pokemon that appear in battle, however briefly, earn experience points. But you kind of saw that with my Switch training before. There is a lot to do here in Pewter City, and we have time to do it. So let's talk to all the peoples. There aren't many serious Pokemon trainers here. They're all like bug catchers, you know, just hobbyists. But Pewter's Gym's Brock isn't like that, not one bit. Yeah, he's not. He's the OG. Now, let's go to this house here. Hello. Pokemon learn new techniques as they grow, but some moves must be taught to them by people. A Pokemon becomes easier to catch if it has a status problem. Sleep, poison, burn, and paralysis, those are all effective. But catching Pokemon is never a sure thing. It sure isn't. What does the TV have to say? There's a Pokemon TV! Looks like it's having fun. We've seen all the stuff that's in here. Looks like there's a little garden over this way. What do you got, guy? Psst. Do you know what I'm doing? I know you're whispering weirdly, but I don't think that's what you mean, so what do you mean? I'm spraying Repel to keep wild Pokemon out of my garden. Okay. Interesting. We'll have to keep that in mind for later. Did you check out the museum? No, I have not. Really? You absolutely have to go. Oh, right. So if you talk to this guy, he will actually escort you up here to the Pewter City Museum. This is it, the museum. You have to pay to get in, but it's worth it. See you around. For the longest time, I actually did not know that that guy would actively escort you to the museum. And there's another escort in town, and we'll get to him when we get to him, but I didn't know about that one for a while, so good on you, Pokemon, always bringing up new things. What's in this house? Nidoran, sit! Bow. Our Pokemon's an outsider, so it's finicky and hard to handle. An outsider is a Pokemon that you get in a trade. It grows fast, but it may ignore an unskilled trainer in battle. If only we had some badges. Well, we'll get into all that in a little bit. I guess before we go check out the museum, I want to go to the Pokemon Center because there are some new people to talk to in there. I want to heal, and also, there's a cute little Pokemon in the top left corner that I just have to introduce you guys to. So, let's talk. Hi, glad to meet you. That's unfriendly of you. How about saying hi back? So, come on, tell me about yourself. I'd love to hear your profile. Tell me something good about yourself. What's your profile? I didn't know about this. I have no idea about this. Yes. What's your profile? Oh, you can change your title. I think I'm just gonna stick with I am a Pokemon friend for now. But if you go in here, there are a lot of different things that you can work with. There are a lot of different words you can select from. I did not know that. That was changed here. Okay, well, we'll work with that later. For now, let's talk to this guy. I'm trading Pokemon with that kid over there. I had 2 Pikachus, so I figured I might as well trade 1. And what do you have to say? I really want a Pikachu, so I'm trading my Clefairy for 1. Interesting. So, yeah, it's weird. In this world of Pokemon, there are Pokemon video games. I wonder, are we in a video game? Is this a game? Is this all just a game? Is the phone that you're watching this video on also part of your own game? Who knows? What do you have to say, old man? What? Team Rocket is at Mount Moon? Huh? I'm on the phone. Scram. Okay. Don't know what that was about. What do you have to say, guy? Ugh. When Jigglypuff sings, Pokemon get drowsy. Me too. Jigglypuff. That's just a cute little thing. It doesn't really accomplish anything objectively, but hey, it's cute. So why would you not want to do it? Okay, so now that we've gotten all of that taken care of, let's go check out the museum. We go in here. Yes, yes, it's a $50 for a child's ticket. Would you like to come in? Yes. Right, 50 bucks, thank you. Yeah, and you do have to pay $50 every time you want to come in. So I'm not saying, you know, don't come in here whenever you want to, but come in relatively sparingly. What do you have to say, guy? I should be grateful for my long life. Never did I think I would get to see the bones of a dragon. What do they have here? Aerodactyl fossil, a primitive and rare Pokemon. Okay, and what do we have here? Kabutops fossil, a primitive and rare Pokemon. Interesting. And up here we have a lot more stuff to see. What do you say, girl? I want a Pikachu. It's so cute. I asked my daddy to catch me one. Yeah, Pikachu soon, I promise. Okay. What's this? Space shuttle. Well, aren't you full of detail? This month we're running a space exhibit. All right. Moonstone, huh? What's so special about it? Looks like an ordinary rock to me. A meteorite that fell on Mount Moon. It is thought to be a moonstone. Okay. July 20th, 1969. Humankind first set foot on the moon that day. I bought a color TV just so I could watch that news. I love that they actually, like, reference real things that happened in the world of Pokemon. Yeah, first there was that movie, and then there's the actual moon landing. It's like, that's cool. Now, as you can see, there's kind of a back area here, and we won't be able to access this area for a long time, but we do want to remember it for later, because it is important, and it does give us some good stuff, so keep all that in mind. Now then, I want to just try to step out of Pewter City for a second, going this way. And we'll see what comes about from that. You're a trainer, right? Brock's looking for new challengers. Follow me. If you have the right stuff, go take on Brock. Yeah, so this is our first instance of a Pokemon gym. Throughout the game, we will be going through these and challenging them in order to get badges. Badges are kind of the marker of how good of a trainer you really are. So we have to do this in order to progress through the game. So let's go ahead and challenge it. Even though we're not totally over-leveled, we're at a pretty good level for what we need to do. Besides, we have Squirtle on our team, and Squirtle is gonna rock the house. That said, however, Raitoshi is not gonna be helpful at all, so we're just gonna move on. Hey guy. Hiya. Do you want to dream big? Do you dare to dream of becoming the Pokemon champ? I'm no trainer, but I can advise you on how to win. Let me take you to the top. Sure, guy. Alright, let's get happening. The first Pokemon out in a match is at the left of the Pokemon list. By changing the order of Pokemon, you may gain an advantage. Try different orders to suit your opponent's party. I'll keep that in mind, but my first plan is to talk to this guy. Stop right there, kid. You're 10,000 light years from facing Brock. Don't think you know what that means. Camper Liam would like to battle. He's going to send out Geodude. I won't go into detail on this specific Pokemon right away, but Geodude is a rock ground type, and he doesn't have a lot of special defense, so this Bubble here is going to absolutely wreck him. He is doubly weak to water attacks, so even though Bubble is not a particularly powerful move, against something like Geodude, it's going to be very helpful. Like that, Geodude is already down, and Gullywash is up to level 10. Gullywash learned Withdraw. That is a simple move that boosts Squirtle's defense, so very helpful. Now, Sandshrew, level 11, is actually not as easy to take down as Geodude. It's actually not a rock type. It's purely a ground type Pokemon. So, although it is weak to water type attacks like Geodude, it's not quite as weak. It has better special defense, and it is only taking super effective damage once. It's not doubly super effective from having multiple types weak to Bubble. So, still pretty simple fight here. Now we got a lot more experience from that. Now we're at level 11. Like that, Camper Liam has been taken down. Darn. Light years isn't time, it measures distance. Alright, we got 228 Pokédollars for winning. Beautiful. Now, unfortunately, I misstepped a bit, and now the center aisle is blocked off. So we're going to have to approach this awkwardly from another side. But first, let's go ahead and use a potion. Get Gullywash's HP back up to normal. And let's go ahead and talk to Brock. So, you're here. I'm Brock. I'm Pewter's gym leader. My rock-hard willpower is evident even in my Pokemon. My Pokemon are all rock-hard and have true grit determination. That's right, my Pokemon are all the rock type. Hahaha, you're going to challenge me knowing that you'll lose? That's the trainer's honor that compels you to challenge me. Fine then, show me your best. Alright, our first boss fight. 4 episodes in, and we're finally fighting the first gym leader, Brock. He's sending out Geodude, level 12. This Geodude is pretty straightforward. It only knows Tackle and Defense Curl. It's not going to be too much of a problem for us, especially since we know Bubble. And Bubble absolutely wrecks Geodude's everything. Critical hit, quad, super effective. Geodude did not stand a chance. And another level up for Gullywash. And now Leader Brock is about to send out Onix, and we're going to keep Gullywash in. Onix, level 14, knows the moves Tackle, Rock Tomb, and Bind. The big thing you need to watch out for is Rock Tomb. Rock Tomb is a 50 power rock type move that not only inflicts damage but has a high chance of reducing the opponent's speed when it's used. So think String Shot, but good and effective. If you're fighting this thing with Charmander, this is going to be a nightmare to go through. Because while Onix doesn't have the greatest attack in the world, it has really good defenses, and Rock Tomb can absolutely wreck Charmander's everything. But if you have Squirtle or Bulbasaur, you shouldn't have much trouble. He didn't even go for Rock Tomb, he used Bind instead for some reason. Bind is a weak move that does residual damage at the end of each turn, which is not really that big of a deal. Like I said, Onix, like Geodude, is just quad weak to Bubble, so really, this is not any trouble for us. All we did was spew some bubbles, and like that, we have beaten Onix. And now Gullywash at level 13. And with that, Gullywash is trying to learn Water Gun. But Gullywash can't learn more than 4 moves, so do we want to delete a move for Water Gun? Yes, I think I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of Bubble. Water Gun is just a better Bubble. The only thing that Bubble has over Water Gun is that Bubble does have a chance to reduce the opponent's speed, but Water Gun's twice as powerful. So that's going to be very nice. And like that, we've already defeated the gym leader, Brock. I took you for granted, and so I lost. As proof of your victory, I confer on you this, the official Pokemon League Boulder Badge. And we have the Boulder Badge from Brock. Just having the bowler badge makes your Pokemon more powerful. It also enables the use of the move Flash outside of battle. Of course, a Pokemon must know the move Flash to use it. And like that, we got a nice 1,400 bucks for winning. Wait, take this with you. Griffin received TM39 from Brock. A TM, technical machine, contains a technique for Pokemon. Using a TM teaches the move it contains to a Pokemon. A TM is good for only one use. So, when you use one, pick the Pokemon carefully. Anyways, TM39 contains Rock Tomb. It hurls boulders at the foe and lowers its speed. What do you have to say, guy? Just as I thought, your Pokemon chant material. Fantastic. Alright, that takes care of the Pewter City Gym. What do you have to say? Clefairy came from the moon. That's what the rumor is. They appeared after moonstones fell on Mount Moon. Okay, so seeing as that did not take particularly long, and we've done everything that we can do in Pewter City relatively quickly, we can proceed just a little further onward. But first of all, who's this guy? Oh, Griffin! I'm glad I caught up to you. I'm Professor Oak's aide. I've been asked to deliver this, so here you go. Griffin received the running shoes from the aide. Switch the shoes to the running shoes. Press the B button to run, but only where there's room to run. Well, I must be going back to the lab. Bye-bye. There's a letter attached. Dear Griffin, here's a pair of running shoes from my beloved challenger. Remember, I'll always cheer for you. Don't ever give up. From Mom. Aw, very nice. With the running shoes, we can finally run at a reasonable pace. And oh my god, this is so much nicer. But now we find ourselves on Route 3. And I do want to go ahead and check this out before we end off the episode. But there are a lot of trainers on this route. And as much as I would love to go into detail over every one, there are some new Pokemon that we need to catch. So I think for the time being, I'm just going to go ahead and speed through the fights of the trainers. Because most of these trainers we have to fight before we can even catch any wild Pokemon. So I'm going to go ahead and speed things up here, and I'll see you guys on the other side. Okay, so getting into the new Pokemon that you can find in this area. There are actually two new Pokemon that are very similar, but also very different at the same time. So first of all is Nidoran Female. Nidoran Female is the first true poison type and just poison type that you can find in the game. We have seen a handful of Pokemon that can be a poison subtype, like Bulbasaur being part poison or Weedle being part poison, but Nidoran, just poison type. The female version of Nidoran evolves into the all-powerful Nidoqueen, which is a pretty good Pokemon. It does learn some okay moves leveling up, but the big thing that you need to know is that it has the ability Poison Point. Poison Point is kind of like Static, where when Static causes the Pokemon that's hit by it to inflict the paralysis status, Poison Point is the same with physical damage, except it's with the poison status. That alone makes it very useful. But the other thing to keep in mind with Nidoran is that we're in a position where we can actually get its final form very, very early. There is a certain item that we've already been alluded to at the museum called the Moonstone. And the Moonstone can be used to evolve certain Pokemon. And Nidoran is no exception to this. Nidoran will very soon evolve into the Pokemon Nidorina. And that Pokemon can then be evolved into Nidoqueen straight away using the Moonstone. It's really good, and unlike a lot of cases with evolutionary stones hindering certain Pokemon's abilities to learn moves as they level up, that's not so much the case with Nidorina to Nidoqueen. While it does miss out on some moves, the moves that it does learn are just not really worth keeping as a Nidorina. So if you want to go for Nidoran Female, I'd recommend just going straight for it. There's no point in not doing it. The only thing I'm going to recommend to you, however, is a couple things. First of all, in Fire Red version, Nidoran Female is a little harder to find than its counterpart Nidoran Male, which we'll go into in a second. So If you really want to get Nidoran female, but don't necessarily want it right this second, I recommend catching 2 Nidoran males instead, because that will be useful in getting Nidoran female a little later. But do what you want. Speaking of Nidoran male, as the name implies, Nidoran male is the male counterpart to Nidoran female. And the neat thing about Nidoran male is that it's pretty much the exact same case that I've told you about Nidoran female. Has Poison Point for the ability, Nidorino, its evolved form can evolve into Nidoking fairly soon, and it's an absolute beast. Like Nidorino to Nidoqueen, I would highly recommend that if you're gonna raise a Nidorino, evolve it straight away into Nidoking. While there are some moves that it misses out on by being a Nidoking and not a Nidorino for very long, Nidoking's moves that it does get leveling up are just so good that you would want to use them anyway. And honestly, it's completely worth it. If I have to pick one over the other, I would recommend Nidoking over Nidoqueen unless you just really, really want a good defensive Pokemon. And in both cases, when they evolve into their final forms, they will gain the ground subtype. So keep that in mind. Next up is Jigglypuff. Jigglypuff, well-known balloon Pokemon. Everyone loves it. Everyone knows it. It's everyone's favorite character in Smash Brothers to use. And it is a pretty good Pokemon. Now, like the other cases, Jigglypuff does evolve with the Moonstone. And it can, I'm trying to be nice here. When it evolves, it becomes a Wigglytuff. And Wigglytuff is not particularly great. First of all, unlike Nidorino to Nidoking, Jigglypuff does not really actively benefit by evolving into Wigglytuff as far as moves are concerned. Once it evolves into Wigglytuff, whatever moves it has, that's it. It is possible for Wigglytuff to learn moves with TMs, like that Rock Tomb TM that we got from Brock, but it just does not have the stats to back it up. While it does have a lot of HP, it has no stat over 75, and the only stat that actually is 75 is a special attack. Everything else is 70 or less in most cases, and it's just not a particularly great Pokemon. Obviously, I do recommend that you get Wigglytuff for the sake of completing the Pokedex, but don't use Wigglytuff unless you absolutely have to. It's just not that great of a Pokemon. If nothing else, it does have the Cute Charm ability, which can help you catch certain Pokemon. But again, there are better Pokemon that learn Cute Charm. Okay, so now that all the explanations out of the way and we can finally encounter some Pokemon again, let's walk through this area a bit. Ah, very nice. Nidoran Male is a new Pokemon that I would like to catch for our team. I think Nidoran Male is going to serve pretty well. I personally prefer Nidoking over Nidoqueen, as I've said. And Nidoran is just an excellent Pokemon to get overall. Now, you'll probably note, and Eagle Eye viewers probably noticed it during the montage, that Pikachu got a new attack, Quick Attack. This is basically Tackle, except that it has priority. Unless a Pokemon also has Quick Attack and is faster than Pikachu or has a move with even higher priority Quick Attack will always go first, and it can be very helpful, especially if Pikachu just needs to inflict some chip damage. Like so. I do need to air some caution though, as while Nidoran is relatively weaker than Pikachu, it does have Poison Point, as I said. So now we have to deal with that. Alright, we got Nidoran. Very nice. Nidoran, the poison Pokemon. Its large ears are flapped like wings. When it is listening to distant sounds, it extends toxic barbs when angered. Do I want to give a nickname to the captured Nidoran? Absolutely. We are going to name this thing Kaiser. This is referring to certain rulers. such as like the German Emperor, the Emperor of Austria, and like the leader of the Holy Roman Empire. And it's generally just a word that means king, and I think that is appropriate for what will ultimately be a Nidoking. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go heal again. Fortunately, Pikachu will die faster, but I will also get there faster. Oop. We're gonna train it, let's get with it right away. On my way back, I ran into this bug trainer that I had missed earlier, but I had missed him on purpose. Because all he has are bug Pokemon, and Kaiser, his only attack right now is Peck. He will be getting better moves as he levels up, but I wanted to go ahead and get started with the training right away. The nice thing about Kaiser being a poison type is that we don't need to worry about him getting poisoned. Poison types, with very few exceptions in much later generations, cannot get poisoned under any circumstances. So the only thing that Poison Sting is going to do is annoy Kaiser. And I do not like for Kaiser to get annoyed. Alright, like that, Kaiser grew to level 8. And learned Focus Energy. That's a move that will boost his critical hit ratio. If you thought I was lucky with critical hits before, you ain't seen nothing yet. In fact, just to kind of show it off, I'm going to go ahead and use Focus Energy. Kakuna is using Harden, so it'll boost his defenses. Peck is always considered a physical attack for no matter what. So we definitely want to take advantage of the ability to use Focus Energy, because critical hits will bypass the defenses of opponents if a critical hit actually manages to go through. So while Kakuna isn't going to take a lot of damage from Peck at the moment, if I can get a good critical hit in, it will inflict massive damage. There we go. There's the stuff. All right, Kaiser leveled up again. Bring on the bugs. And Caterpie's getting destroyed by Poison Point. Nidoran, you're already proven to be very helpful right away. It knowing a flying type move, even though we already have a flying type in our party at the moment, very helpful against all these bug type trainers. Bam, baby. Alright, one more up to do it. I think I'll go ahead and boost my critical hit rate one more time. Alright, no critical hits against the Metapod, but hey, I'll take it. Alright, Kaiser jumped up 3 levels in one fight. I consider that a pretty good deal for the day. Now, I do believe there is one more trainer down here. I'm going to do a little switch training. Unless I can't make this work. And I'll see you guys further on ahead, because there are some other Pokemon that we need to find. Whoops. Yeah, I'm gonna leave this to Raitoshi here. Kaiser to level 11. Alright, there's one more trainer up here that we need to fight before we can fully proceed. What? So, Last Robin has Jigglypuff. This can get particularly annoying. So, I did that on purpose. Jigglypuff has the ability Cute Charm. Oh my god, are you kidding me? Cute Charm inflicts a rare condition called Infatuation. This can only happen between male and female Pokemon. So if Kaiser somehow were female, even though Nidoran cannot, well, male Nidoran cannot be female, obviously, this wouldn't work. But Cute Charm only works when the user makes physical contact with Jigglypuff. So keep that in mind. we do need to be a little careful. The main reason I switched out Kaiser is because Jigglypuff disabled Kaiser's Peck with its disable move. And without Peck, Kaiser has no ability to attack. So I had to switch out just so we're not here for an impossibly long time. Jigglypuff is trying to use the move Sing. Sing is a pretty poor accuracy attack, but if it does hit, it will cause the person who hears them sound to fall asleep. And the sleep status is not... What?! Okay, you know what, Jigglypuff? I know I spoke ill about you early episode, but you're really trying to prove me wrong, and I appreciate the effort. That's it? That's it? What do you mean that's it? You're crippled too by Pokemon! So that's it as far as the trainers on this route are concerned. But there are a few things that we need to take care of. First of all, I actually want to catch a second Nidoran. I don't necessarily need a second one for the team, but I mentioned earlier that male Nidoran are significantly easier to catch than female Nidoran, but there is an opportunity later for us to use a male Nidoran for us to get a female Nidoran. So I want to catch a second one just so we can make that happen. Because even though the male Nidoran and the female Nidoran are considered, well, they both are and aren't the same Pokemon. It's very weird in this specific regard. They are, for all intents and purposes, considered two separate Pokemon, so I do want to try to get both versions of Nidoran. But also, perfect timing, I want to get another Spearow. Like I said, you want to get two Spearows for what we're trying to accomplish here. And Spearow, well, I'll just say it straight up. This is the last opportunity that you're going to get for a little while to get Spearow, so I highly recommend getting one now. And for God's sake, can you please get in the ball? There we go. And like that, we've gotten a Spearow. And it's fine that a Spearow is put in the PC. We don't necessarily need that Spearow right this moment. So, generally, it's a good thing. Now up ahead, we're on Route 4. Nothing really to say about this particular route. There's nothing really here of note, but we can still talk to a couple people. Oh wow, that's a Boulder badge. You got it from Brock, didn't you? Brock is cool. He's not just tough. People like and respect him. I want to become a gym leader like him. Ouch, I tripped over a rocky Pokemon, Geodude. Alright, and like that, we have made it to the Pokemon Center just outside of Mount Moon. So, I think we're going to go ahead and stop this here. We made it into Pewter City. We beat the gym leader Brock. We have encountered and caught a few new Pokemon, and we have gotten a new team member in the form of Nidoran Male. So, next time on Pokemon Fire Red version, we're going to continue on our journey by entering Mount Moon. See you guys then.